Hey, welcome to In the Car with a Musician. We're gonna go back to the beginning for this one. I said in another video that it was my first studio experience, but truth is, this would be my first real studio experience, and I was with a band. I guess the other one was kind of like I was doing more things, but this was my first studio experience. It was in Sudbury at Easter Island Studios uh, in 1999 or 2000. I'll have to check on those days, but Billy Bremhuler was the engineer, and it was a great experience. He's got a real good ear. I didn't really know anything then, but as I saw time went on, he opened different endeavors, and he did like oh geez, I forget the name of it, but it was a video. He was going with the times and doing both, and had some really cool things going on. And he had his own bands and stuff. But I've come to understand he's a really good engineer. I didn't really get that back then. I was just in my band. I don't know how much he edited. I talked to him, and he doesn't know if he did or not, because I mean, of course, he's worked with so many people, right? Um, yeah, so it was a great experience. We were trying to enter a CBC contest or something, and uh, my bandmate Nathaniel Preston, I've mentioned him before, great guitar player. I always wanted to be his musical partner since the beginning, like just go for it. So we did this. He was from Northern Ontario, New Liskeard, and I was from Marathon, Ontario, and we went to college together. He saw me come in with an amp, and he's like, "Yeah, that guy plays." So I know that guy plays, and he was all into electronics. He was taking electronics, so he's one of those guys, good musician, electronic guy. Yeah, good to have in your band, fix things and know things and teach you things, and that's what he did. I started on acoustic, and he kind of like helped me kind of segue into the electric world. And I had an electric, I had an amp, but I didn't know anything about tube amps and amps and stuff like that. And I played like I was an acoustic player, maybe a little bit. I can't remember how far along I was, but I feel like I did more songwriting on acoustic and blah 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 blah, and that was kind of my thing, because you don't have to plug anything in. But anyway, so he helped me kind of. We bought a DeVille 410s together in Brampton, Ontario. $900. I felt like the big, felt on top of the world, and had this drummer, Alan Paquette. I should probably play some of the songs here. So let's start that. Let's do that first. Hold on. Where's one? It's one of those riffs you could hear a couple different ways. Nathaniel. Okay, so stop it right there. So my riff was and that was something I did to warm up my fingers, and I didn't think it was a riff. So I always tell my students that, like, you never know what is going to be a riff. Play something, play something that you noodle doing, or an idea, or just kind of creating. I love the creative process, and that's why part of the reason I make these videos, I think, is just like I'm passionate about songwriting and the creative process, and I want to keep that alive. I'm not against AI. I don't use it to write music, though. I don't use it to write lyrics. I sometimes use it to try to understand what I should do, and why, as far as posting. And if I don't want to write hashtags, I let them write hashtags. Like I've had that's helped me, but so I'm not against that. It's just I want to do the creative process like I've always done it. Maybe that's wrong thinking. I don't know. Maybe it could be way better if I did use it to make demos and stuff, but I haven't yet. So I think I'm gonna keep it that way for a while. But anyway, so that's Nathaniel doing the leads, and so we created that into a song. But I only had the first part. He made the change. That's him. And he put these chords in. He's in this side. That's him too, the change. Good idea. Fifths, that's him. Sounds wicked. Benji Jordan on bass. Turn it up a bit. does a slide. Yeah, so it was interesting because like I would listen to long notes like that and hear the weakness in my voice or the changing and the rubbing. It used to bug me a lot. Now it's not so much. It is what it is. I just accept everything that I've done now. It's for some reason. Um, but anyway, so yeah, Benji Jordan from Laganza, they're still active. Actually, he's not in the band anymore though, but they are still active in Huntsville area, and they're always playing shows. And I think Tobin Spring plays a lot of gigs still under the name Laganza and teaches all sorts of stuff. Great band, great band. I don't know the other guys' names off the top of my head. Brian, I think, but great band. Reggae blues. Check it out. You got to check it out. So yeah, this was around the time we were going to college, 99, 2000. And I'm just hearing all these bands and what's possible. Like Laganza, like, I was like, how are they so good? Like, they've been playing for 8 years together. That's how. And they did a bunch of covers and they made money to put out the first CD. I was just like, this is amazing. I need to do, how come I can't do that? Or what do I need to do? That drummer is so good. I learned lots from Derek, drummer, because he would always do triplets, which I was good at, Bonham triplets, but he would go, and I had never heard that before and tried it. I'm like, well, what's that guy doing? So I learned that, and that kind of set me off in a direction, helped me set me off in a direction. I also saw the Pocket Dwellers that year. I'm digressing, but that was the best experience I ever had. I sat down 20 feet from the Pocket Dwellers, Mighty Mighty Pocket Dwellers, and I'm like, okay, there's a rapper, there's a DJ, there's a bass player, guitar, trumpet, or they had different things, but drummer. What's this gonna be like? Okay, let's see what this is. A little pub here. What's going on? Bam! As soon as they played the first couple notes, I was like, this is incredible. This is so funky, and the hip hop vibe. And I was into rap before I was into rock. So when I was a kid, Maestro Fresh West, man, and stuff like that. But holy moly, that just rocked my world, because like, this is possible. This kind of funk, happy freaking vibe that just colored some of my writing. So anyways, I digress. But so this song is called You Don't Know What It Means. Nath came up with the chorus too. Da 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 da. F sharp riff. He knew what to do. So then I wrote a vocal line over top of it, and that's how it all started. I was playing that, and I think he had already added the thing. I went home for vacation, and then I was like, hey, a melody just poured out of me. And then so let's go and do it. It's about a dude who like tried to kind of like govern my thoughts in my when I was working a little bit, and I felt close to the guy and had some good experiences, but just was kind of like telling me what to think basically, and there was some weird moments. He said he was like, how many people like me in the world? I was like, I don't know, 2%, he says. Okay, well, like, how many people do you know well? And I'm like, I don't know, 100, 200, let's say 100, he says. No, 50 really well? And I say, yeah. He's like, see, 2% me. And I'm like, well, you got a point there. But yeah, so it was kind of interesting time in my life, because I did kind of get influenced in good and bad ways by that. But yeah, so it was about kind of like controlling your own thoughts. You don't know where I've been. You don't know where I come from. So let me think for myself, let me act for myself, let me be myself. wanted me to do that slide with him. I'm like, well, you got it handled, but it would have sounded cool if we both did it. So yeah, I did. Alan Paquette was the drummer. He was from Manitowoc, Ontario, and he sang. He was into Dream Theater. Pardon me. He was into Dream Theater and all that kind of like progressive stuff. And was I. I liked Scenes from a Memory, Metropolis too. But so he was into that, and he was always bugging me like, "Hey, you got riffs that sound more metal than these boring ones and stuff." And we would go, but he was good. He just kind of like did his job, and we recorded that. And Benji, I couldn't ask for a better bass player. That was really exciting to have like real musicians in my band, and just like we're actually playing. And I thought that we'd go to, when we moved to Ottawa after college, I'm like, hey, they're gonna play this on the radio, man. And Nath was like, that's not how it works, buddy. And I'm like, I was racking my brains trying to figure out like what could I do. While I was driving a coffee truck, I'm like, how can I get this to the radio? Maybe if I do it this way. I didn't really do much acting other than like action, other than playing gigs. And we just would always play gigs, and we would never have like an album to release. And that kept going on throughout my career, where we would just like get a live show and get all the old songs, new songs, fresh songs, whatever. So I was still working on my 8-track at this time after this recording. But I didn't think anything that would be releasable, and it's not. Some of it, the bit, whatever, the quality was never good enough for big releases. But anyways, so yeah, we had Alan there, and yeah, so I just thought it would get on the radio, and I just couldn't crack the code, but we'd play gigs, and then we wouldn't have album cycles really, so we never really went too big on touring. But so check it out. Finish the song here. Do a little singles. My riff, but this is now. I hit the harmonic, he does a bend. That's now. I can't sound like him. That last little solo, I learned it. I could play it, but it's just the feel of it. It's kind of hard to pull off. Yeah, so he's still in bands too. Running Late from New Liskard, Loophole in Ottawa. I played drums for that band, and he was writing songs, Alice in Chainsy kind of vibe, but like not just that, but there was that element to the singing. And he had another band called Hemi Loco in Ottawa. So check out his playing, because he's fabulous, man. Like, just listening to that, I remember it's the intricate thing. Like, placed perfectly to give you the extra little vibe. Like, you could play that part and it'd be fine, but it's the little things. Right here. Oh, like, it's so in rhythmically when he does add the extra flourish of notes. I learned lots from this guy. Ever since I saw him play, I was like, dude, I gotta be able to do that. I gotta be able to play like that. But I won't give all the stories away, because there's other songs that he's in that we can talk about, give stories. But yeah, I've played this song in multiple different lineups. Martin Tremblay played this with me. We called it YDKWIM. Lame. But we kept I kept it around, and then it kind of went faded in the merchants because it was still anode. So this was Peanut Butterfly. I didn't even say that. This is Peanut Butterfly, first band, and we did 2 tunes in the studio, but we probably had more than that. But anyways, that fell apart as soon as we graduated, and I moved with Nathaniel and tried to start stuff. This song's actually on YouTube, and I'll link it in the description because you'll be able to hear like the real mix and stuff. But yeah, Billy Braumuller. Yeah, and I think that's everything I need to say because I want to save some stuff for the other tunes that all these people help me learn music and learn how to do. We all affect each other as musicians. That's the best part. Someone that's better than you is gonna make you stretch you in a way, in a certain way. So I always like having 1 or 2 members of the band that's better than me, even though it hurts your ego a little bit. Play with people that are better than you as much as you can, and don't lose that creative process. Like I tell my students, record yourself, and listen to it tomorrow. Don't think you have to finish anything today. The creative process, it's just so fun, to play with that. So, yeah, that's been another episode of, this is From the Vault, I guess I'll call it too. In the Car with a Musician, From the Vault. Just talking about my songs and stories behind them. All right, take care, everyone.